It's a freezing January night in northern Italy. Julius Caesar stands on the north side of the Rubicon River. In a day's time, he will cross the Rubicon with his army, plunging the Roman Republic into civil war. But was Caesar forced, or did he choose to kill the Republic to save himself? Caesar had just spent a decade conquering the Backlands province of Gaul and bringing the territory under Roman rule. He led brutal campaigns against the Helvetic, Belgae, and Germans, making him untouchable militarily, but a Senate target politically. His rivals in the Senate, Pompey and his protege, Cato, see Caesar as a threat to the Roman Republic and order him to disband his army and return to Rome as a civilian. The two planned to prosecute Caesar for illegal wars in Gaul and corruption charges. Without his troops, Caesar would lose immunity and face exile or worse, execution. Also wanting to run for consul again out of a greed of power and also legal protection, Caesar needed to keep his command. A counteroffer that both Cato and Pompey would refuse. The Rubicon acted as the border between Caesar's new province and Italy. Roman law banned generals from bringing legions across it, and doing so was considered high treason. Crossing it would mean burning every bridge Caesar built. There would be no negotiations. It would become do or die. In January 49 BC, the Senate, led by Caesar's rivals Pompey and Cato, would pass the Senatus Consultum Ultimum, declaring Caesar a public enemy of the Roman Republic. This demanded Caesar return to Rome without legal protection and stripping him of his military command. If Caesar would go through with this, it would mean standing trial. With his significant unpopularity in the Senate, these trials would most likely be rigged and he would almost be certainly exiled or put to death. Caesar tried to negotiate that he and Pompey should disband their armies simultaneously, but the Senate rejects it 370 to 22. Further negotiations between the two parties would continue, but nothing would come to fruition with mutual distrust between Caesar and Pompey. Caesar, feeling he had only one option remaining, crosses the Rubicon. Crossing the Rubicon was the point of no return for Caesar. He must now fight a long, bloody civil war against the country he loves. With only 5,000 men, Caesar would move swiftly to capture the town of Arminum. Some of his troops were sent earlier during the night in civilian disguises to quickly capture the town, which held many key roads into Italy. He then continued south, capturing the nearby towns of Aegivium and Asculum without battle. The local garrisons either surrendered or fled, allowing him to control most of northern and central Italy in just a few days. News of Caesar's advancement hit Rome like a thunderbolt, with markets closing, senators weeping, and with key players like Pompey and Cato abandoning the city without fighting. The Senate had already declared Caesar a public enemy, and his crossing made it official, sparking the civil war with Pompey, the now sole consul of Rome. Caesar would go on to win the Roman civil war at a great cost of life, devastating to the Roman population. Caesar's victory not only cost Roman lives, but also its republican soul. Caesar would fill the power vacuum he created and become the sole dictator of Rome. Caesar was faced with checkmate. The Roman Senate branded him as a dangerous and public enemy while he was trying to peacefully negotiate with them. Caesar may seem as if he crossed the Rubicon with little care for what happened next besides what happened to himself, but it was calculated. His legions and veterans loved him. He knew Pompey was bluffing about the number of troops he had, and the Roman masses adored him. It wasn't a careless power grab, but rather it was survival math in a corrupt system.